Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. Hope you're having a great week, and we appreciate you spending some time with us here in the midweek. Today, Pam joins me, and we get some great listener questions. We kick off today's show by talking a little bit about the Disney Treasure, Disney Cruise Line's newest ship, which is joining the fleet next month, and Pam gets to tour the ship today in New York City, so we talk about what we're excited for in this new Disney Cruise Line ship. We also have some questions about the Wild Africa truck over at Disney's Animal Kingdom, upgrading Magic Your Way tickets to annual passes, a great idea from a listener about a monorail crawl where you go around and buy cookies from the Grand Floridian, the Contemporary, the Polynesian, and even Wilderness Lodge. Rate those cookies, take pictures with the family. It's a great idea for a non-park day that doesn't cost a whole lot, and much more coming your way on today's show. Don't forget, today's podcast brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you get to your favorite Disney destination. Check this out. No additional cost to you. Great savings here in the holiday season. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link as you do that holiday shopping. Please just bookmark our link right there on your browser. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. It literally is just one extra click every time you shop, and it does support our show. So please use it as often as you can. beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Thank you so much for that. And also, please support us on Patreon. It's just $5 a month, and for that support, you get a bonus show every week. It's called Mike in the Midwest. Thank you so very much to everybody who already supports us. It means more than you know. Again, support us on Patreon. $5 a month, patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2593 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a great week. We are here to answer your listener questions. Again, if you ever have a burning trip planning question for one of the Disney destinations, Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, drop it in an email to mike@beourguestpodcast.com. Just put listener question in the header and we'll get it here on the air right away. Or you can join us on Monday afternoons. We broadcast live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. And we have a good time with our listeners every Monday. So come on over. It's a lot of fun. As we are live today, we're having a good time. Pam Forrester's joining me. She's the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, getting ready to load up the car and head across the Keystone State to see a big, shiny cruise ship. What's up, Pam Forrester? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Yes, I get to see the Disney Treasure in New York City. We'll see her out the outside of the Disney Treasure tomorrow evening for the christening. And then we'll have the opportunity to go inside on Wednesday. And I'm really looking forward to it. There's just these last couple cruise ships have such innovative spaces. I mean, they took theming. First of all, they're Disney. So they took theming and they sort of did it like only Disney can do, right? And then for these last two ships, don't you feel like they kicked theming up another whole notch? Like they were like, hold my beer, watch what we can do with theming. And they are.
We actually talked about that on the Disney Wish We Had a Beer. I didn't have a beer, but we were together, all of us. And I think Paige and Steve had beer in the Keg and Compass on the Disney Wish out of a Viking horn, which I approve of because Francis Hall, right? We're the Vikings. Go Vikes. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I don't drink beer, but I mean, no, but you're right. I mean, it's kind of the evolution of cruise line, right? That at the beginning, Disney was like, what's, we want to kind of test our drop our feet in the waters, no pun intended of cruise line, right? We're at Walt Disney World. We're here in Florida. People are kind of combining Walt Disney World vacations. Some people are going over and, had the Big Red Boat as an introduction to kind of testing how people go on cruises. They had to kind of keep it general, just put some light theming with Disney on it. But now with a larger fleet, they have the opportunity to go deeper and deeper on these ships into a theme where you can immerse yourself. I was thinking about this, going from 2 ships to 4 ships to 7 ships to 13 ships and however far this is going to go, a decade, 2 decades from now. I mean, this would have seemed super far-fetched maybe 5 years ago, but hear me out here. I mean, you could, and I don't know if they would ever do this, but I mean, I would say this has a less than 0 chance. What if Disney Cruise Line threw a ship out there and made it a sports themed ship? I think they could sell it. I think there's a lot of folks like me, because you might say, oh, well, it's just for the guys, right? My wife, I mean, we watch football constantly. Like, we go to football games. We're season ticket holders. My whole family. I mean, our mood around this house revolves around how football goes on the weekends in the fall. I mean, there are families like ours where I think, they own ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Right now, they're a sports brand. I think that you could, because you don't have just 4 ships anymore. If you had 20 ships, you could theme a ship maybe to sports, because think about it, you could have soccer, you could have football in the bars. I think you could do a lot with it. You could have shows, you could have, you could do I was thinking about that. That's what you do when you're on the treadmill 2.5 hours a day. But I don't know. What do you think about that? Because that's kind of taking it to the extreme. But I mean, where we're at right now, it's a lot more extreme than it was back in 98.
I know. So I guess if it was sort of a combination of like a Disney twist on sports, like Goofy about sports,
Yeah.
like if that kind of thing they did, I can see that. Maybe more likely is that they might have something like a themed cruise, like a Super Bowl themed cruise or something like that. You know what I mean? Like a college football themed cruise, like a specific sailing that was specific to that. I can see them sort of dipping their toes in the water with that, perhaps.
I can see them starting off like that, but I'm talking, up 24/7, 365, like this is the ESPN ship. You know what I'm saying?
You're ready for that.
But with a Disney, like, you're right, though. Incorporate the characters you have, because think about how, like, they've had Mickey in sports gear, Goofy, and
yes. The Incredibles theme, the course that they do.
Right, because they could think about how they could incorporate it. I mean, it's an ESPN/Disney sports ship, but I mean, they could also a couple of, every time there's a Run Disney weekend, following that, there's a Run Disney tie-in cruise. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be just after Marathon weekend. It could be after Princess. You have a 3-nighter after that's out of Canaveral or something. Because if it's a Florida-based ship. There are ways. Again, we're all dreamers because we're Disney fans, but I think you could do a sports ship. Sports sells. I mean, it does. And Disney owns. I mean, they're an entertainment company, but they're a sports company with their properties. I don't know. That's my jam. Maybe it's just because I just had an Uncrustable and I'm on the sugar high, and I love sports. and I can't wait to get on the Treasure. I'm like, let's go, man. I mean, because they really. I've been looking over the plans lately, and it just seems like, and we'll talk about this maybe in a little bit, but it seems like they really kind of heard feedback, and they took this one to the next level, even over the Wish. And the Wish is a beautiful ship, but I think I'm super excited to see this thing. I'm super excited.
I think they've really I think that they saw those themed locations in the Wish, like, with Hyperspace Lounge, and even with like Nightingales and, with the Bayou there. I mean, they saw these locations do so well. People were so interested in them that I think they were like, okay, we do have a little bit of freedom here to like really dive into these spots. And that's something that I loved so much about the Wish, and I'm really looking forward to seeing on this ship. And I'll catch a glimpse and an overview of it this week. We'll be sailing with her in early December, and then Mike will be sailing right after me. So I can't believe that we're going to get to experience this and do it. And then she'll be taking her maiden voyage at the end of December here.
December 21st, first voyage of the Treasure. And we'll be on her like a week before that. So can't wait. Okay, so a couple of housekeeping things. One of our great traditions is back, and in honor of that, if you're watching live here on youtube.com/BeOurGuestPodcast or any of the other locations, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, wherever, the Christmas tree up here in the studios. Yes, Mallory needed gas money, so the tree came up because that's how she got her gas money this week. But it is up. We have the ceramic Christmas tree here on the Coke Zero fridge and the Charlie Brown Christmas tree right to its left or right. I can't tell because everything's mirrored on the screen, but it is full on Christmas here in the Be Our Guest podcast studios, which means a tradition is back. Ricky kind of mentioned this, the ornament exchange and the card exchange. Shout out to both Florence and Michelle, who have been doing this for over a decade, actually about 15 years now. We thank them so much because it's a big undertaking to get all these names in the right places and organize this thing. They've done it for years. We thank them so very much. If you would like to be a part of this, it's just basically a swap. You buy an ornament for somebody, you get an ornament. You can do more than one. Kids can exchange with kids. Same with the cards. Go to the Facebook page, just search Be Our Guest Podcast, and it's all pinned on the Facebook page, and all the details are right there. But Ricky said I had to announce it, and I have, so I think I'll stay clear of her anger this week. You think, Pam? Am I good?
I think you can try.
I try. Because the text will be coming in hot if I don't. So there's that. And also, as we're recording today, shout out happy 96th birthday to Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Don't look a day over 8. They look
better than they ever have. They look like they're aging backwards, basically.
Man. I try, but man, they're doing better than I am. All right.
They're 100% doing better than I am.
So
I am not aging backwards.
I'm trying, but I act like I'm 8, but yeah, it's just the Father Time's undefeated. That's all I gotta say. Laurie, our good friend, one of the just inspirational lizards, has been with us for years. I got to give her a shout out at the top of the show. She's had knee replacement surgery here recently, and let me tell you, when you look up the definition of warrior in the dictionary, you're going to see a picture of Laurie because she had that surgery, was back. I mean, if honest to God, like if I looked on Facebook and saw her run a 26.2 marathon tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised. Like seriously, she is a warrior because like she was like, 2.5 minutes out of surgery and like up and walking around. It's unbelievable. The determination and the rehabilitation process she has gone through to get back moving, walk around her neighborhood, get back to running. Inspiring to say the least to me, to the rest of the lizards. And I'm just proud to call her a teammate. She dropped a question for us today. Pam, she's going to be down at Walt Disney World and going on a cruise. She's curious, when do you think we'll know the concert announcements for Festival of the Holiday, or for Festival of Arts? Do you think we'll have any idea when those will be announced here soon?
Well, since we're recording now for Wednesday,
that's true. That's true. We make things happen.
Look for them about Wednesday, because whenever we seem to mention something, it happens. We just got the Candlelight Processional not that long ago, so I don't know yet. Hopefully we'll have them soon. They usually have them in time for when the dining sort of comes around, because they have some packages typically for those that will include some that, but sometimes they just delay the packaging. So all of that to say, we do not know yet, but we hope to see them.
By us speaking it, we're doing our best because
out into the universe.
Honest to God, I don't know why, but we make things happen. It's unbelievable.
I don't think we actually make things happen. I think what happens is somehow that it's on everybody's brain, and
possibly
we just speak of it. Yeah,
could be.
I don't want to take responsibility for making things happen.
Well, but it's nothing that we do. I have no power. I learned that when I taught 6th grade. I have zero power over anything. I was just trying to survive as a 6th grade teacher for 17 years. It was the illusion that I was in control. That was the whole thing. Like it was 27-1 in that class all the time, but I just had the illusion that Mr. Rallman was in control. That was the only thing that kept.
You gotta fake it till you make it.
100%. Any teachers out there, young teachers, remember you're outgunned 27-1, so you just got to make sure you just fake it till you make it, baby.
That's right.
Just saying, because with 27 6th graders, man, that could be ugly quick.
No, if they all knew how much power they could have if they all got together.
Dude, never teach them a lesson about labor unions or anything where they could unionize. Holy cow, that'd be ugly. And shout out to Miss Saito, who's tuned in from Trader Sam's Tiki Terrace You're
Oh,
winning
that's
life
fun.
today. Exactly. Over on
sure.
Instagram. I like that. All right. We have a question or actually comment from Mark that came in just this afternoon. He says, Mike, thanks for making me smile and laugh out loud with your keep or throw away episode. Very funny. It's raining here in the good old UK, surprise, and this made the walk home good with only the company you need, an umbrella in the BOGP to keep me company. He said, here's what his would be. He would, from
Yes.
the one we did last week about the,
That was fun.
It was fun. We got to do that again. The one's got to go. He said he would remove Slinky Dog because that was one where we had Slinky Dog, Guardians, and Tron. I think was the three. I'm pretty sure we
Yeah.
had that. He said he'd remove Slinky Dog as the queue is nearly as bad as JRC. What's JRC? Maybe Rock and Roller Coaster. I hate when people put abbreviations. That puts me on the spot when I'm recording live. RC, Rock and Roller Coaster.
JRC.
Well, we'll skip it. He wants to get rid of Slinky Dog. I shouldn't have even said it. See, that's when you're recording live. We put it out there. We record live. If you get it,
I know,
somebody in the
yes,
comments,
we
help
do.
me out here. He says remove Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party from the UK. It does nothing for him. So that's what I said. I like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, but Jollywood, I like they're taking a chance on it, and I do like the Christmas party. So far,
Yeah.
I like what he's saying. And he said, well, I've not had a stay experience in either of the deluxes, but I'd probably say the Riviera, as it's so gray and boring from the outside, but the grounds are ace. And the Skyliner is, and he gives a thumbs up emoji.
I know, right?
Was it you that said that the outside of the Riviera? Who was it? Scott?
I did. I mentioned that.
Really?
That's one of my, like, the rooms inside are so beautiful and just, it's one of my favorite resorts. But the outside, I'm sort of like, wah, wah. And I know they sort of did it to sort of keep in with the theme, but I don't know. I feel like they could have done a different color, but maybe not. Who knows?
I mean, is that what is that like the French Riviera looks like that? Like, is that theming?
Not really. I feel like the French Riviera is a bit more colorful.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe they're just out of
but-
paint.
Yeah, we'll give them. Right in, you can suggest some colors.
I mean,
But
maybe
I think
that's in the the refurbishment. Like all of a sudden it'll be like orange.
Yes, I sort of pictured it being sort of like a regal sort of light teal or something. But the French Riviera is sort of red, clay, and orange and yellows. But it's supposed to be all of Europe, like all of, I don't know. So what do we know? What do I know?
All right. And Mark continues. He says, never had a corn dog. For me, the three I'd struggle with is either get rid of the American Sundae, banana split at Beaches and Cream, or the old apple a la mode in Scoops. How do they not do that anymore? So then it's a pineapple Dole Whip for my third. That's a killer three. I love them all. Take care. Keep up the great work. Mark from the UK, the 53rd state, I wish. So he's never done. So he's not gone to the corn dog stand. So he's out on the mozzarella stick, corn dog, pickle dog.
But
kinda
he
combo.
gave us one.
He did. So he said, get rid of the All-American Sundae. Not happening. Good try, Mark. That is my jam. So good try there, brother. Banana split at Beaches and Cream, or the old apple a la mode at Scoops. So Scoops, I guess, Scoops that place at DHS, right? Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, but he said that's gone. So then he gave us another one.
Oh, yeah. So it's a pineapple Dole Whip.
The Dole Whip. I guess I would probably get rid of, oh dang, that's a rough one. Probably the banana split. Question mark.
Correct. Well, see, I'm allergic to bananas, dude. It put me in the hospital.
Yes,
I'd
there,
need, to
that was
get,
easy
I'd need
for
an
you.
EpiPen immediately if I even got around that banana. So I'd be like, so yes, I'm getting rid of it. But here's another hot take. I'm not doing Dole Whips because ice cream is superior to Dole Whip. Like if I'm getting that, I'm getting ice cream. It's superior in every way.
But I can have Dole Whips though, so because it's not dairy.
Here we
So-
go. We are the old podcast on the block. How did this happen? We used to be a young hip show.
We used to not care what we were allergic to. We ate it anyway.
For real. All of a sudden we turned into the Waltons. We're like
Yes.
hee haw.
Yes, I know. But anyways, I do like that. I have not tried the there's like a pineapple upside down Dole Whip thing too that looked pretty good. So I don't know.
Yeah, all right. Well, thanks for that, Mark. Hope you're having a better sunny day over in the beautiful UK. All right, we have a
Sure.
question from Matthew. It's about listener questions. He is in Pittsburgh. He says the South Hills, not North
Okay.
Hills, not the North Hills like Pam. He says. So
Yes, I am north of the city.
Okay, so
Yes.
you guys are like you call yourselves by like what hills you're in.
Well, they are, I will say, they're very culturally different, I
Okay.
have found as I have lived in this area. Just the North Hills and the South Hills are sort of different. I'm not really North Hills. Now I'm way north. So that's like, I don't even know if it's suburb of Pittsburgh. Probably not. It's just we're north of the city. So.
All right. Here's a question regarding an annual pass. He says, for the past 3 years, my wife and I have taken 2 trips per year down to Walt Disney World. This year, though, we're going to make it 3 trips. We were there for it's going to be math. I can tell it's coming. We were there for a week in July, made a Halloween trip or Halloween party trip in September. And the first week in December, we're going to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and a 2-day park hopper. What started as a fun getaway in 2022 has now become an obsession. We are already sure of going to Disney World at least 3 times in 2025. My question is, when we are there in December, should we upgrade our 2-day park hopper to an annual pass? How will we do this? Will the cost we already paid for the 2-day park hopper be applied to the $1,500 or so cost of the Incredipass? Would our potentially 3, hopefully more visits in 2025 make an annual pass worth it for the 2 of us? Should just one of us get a pass and use the discounts to buy the other's tickets? Are there resort discounts for annual pass holders? Thanks for your help and thanks for all you do for the Disney obsessed people. Matt in Pittsburgh. Okay, so let's talk about that. You know, the pros and cons of this.
Yeah.
And the first thing is, yes, you can take a package ticket and use that value towards your upgrading that ticket to an annual pass at any time. You can always do
Yep.
that. Yes.
You can, and we have a lot of guests actually because some of the specials that Disney puts out are specials that require a ticket purchase. So, for instance, one of the most popular specials that Disney does is the free dining package, and that always requires a ticket purchase. So, to take advantage of that, you have to buy a ticket as part of your package. That's just how it is. There's also been dining cards, there's been free ticket upgrades, there's been a lot of specials this year that required a ticket to be purchased as part of your package. So that's something to think about when you're doing that. And a lot of our guests will be like, I want to take advantage of that. So I want to, book me this package with the ticket. And then when I'm there, I will upgrade it. There's so many things though that go into whether or not an annual pass is going to be worth it for you and your family. It used to be, the notion was, remember when it was just like a straight math thing? It was like if you're doing 8 days or more.
Yeah, which, it was kind of like, this was like 10 years ago because
Yes.
our podcast has been around that long, right? We've been doing this.
Yeah.
It'll be 17 years in March. So I just remember, like even 15 years ago, like it would be like, if you're going for 7 days over the next 365 and you stay in a deluxe resort, say 5 days. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that was as cut and dried as it was. It is so fluid now.
It really is.
we didn't have like, you remember back then the days, there wasn't flexible date pricing. There wasn't variable day pricing. There wasn't all this it's so crazy now compared to what it was 10 years ago.
It really is. And the annual pass discounts are sometimes just not that when they're offered. First of all, they're limited, the annual pass discounts. They're often released much closer to your travel dates as opposed to the general public discounts, which are going to give you a lot more availability and a lot more, like you'll be able to book them in advance. And that's really important to some people because I always say the annual pass discounts are really like when swimsuits are on clearance at the end of the season, right? You get what's left. That nice swimsuit you liked when it was full price 2 months ago, it's not there. But they have some other swimsuits. It may not be exactly what you're looking for, but they are going to be on sale. So something to think about there. And I think the other thing that you need to think about is it's actually a lot more before an annual pass is worth it now because the annual passes have increased substantially in price. You have to really compare and see how many days are you actually going to be in the parks. And then at that point, you can compare the price of the ticket versus the annual pass. And you really have to go that far into it.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about. I mean, they're also pricing the annual passes now more, like they're a lot more expensive than they used to be because
And
they
more
don't.
blackout dates.
Yeah, and they don't want people to have them as much. I don't think as they used to maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. They want to price them higher because they don't want the volume of guests to have these as much because and the thing is too, think about this: if you have an annual pass, this is not a small thing to think about. You do still have to make park reservations, where if you have a date-based ticket as part of a package, you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? You just you buy your package and you go on your merry way like it's 2005. Which is, I mean, you might not think that's a big deal, but I mean, is it as somebody who doesn't have a date-based ticket, a lot of times when you got to make theme park reservations, that's just another thing to think about. It's something you got to deal with. It's vacation. You don't want to have to deal with those things.
I know. I know. So it is a math and a another problem. Like there's like 3 or 4 different things you do have to consider before you look at the annual pass thing. Not that it won't, not that it doesn't work for some people, because it absolutely does. And then the other thing about the discounts, in addition to the resort room discounts, there are also discounts that are offered at some dining and whatever locations. But then there are also discounts that are offered as part of your package, as you know what I mean? That if you have a Disney Visa, if you have Disney Plus, yes. Could it be? It's like a word problem.
It's crazy. Dude, it's wild. Trust me, it's wild, man. That's why I dream about it at night sometimes, and I don't mean to, but it's just like, oh my god, Disney Plus, Disney Visa, whatever. Pam's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh my god, sorry. I thought I was at work. I thought I was downstairs. I don't know what's going on. No, but I mean, the point I was bringing up was because he talked about like splitting it, one person getting an annual pass, the rest of the family not. That's where you would come into the bugaboo of like somebody now dad's got to have a park reservation. The rest of the family doesn't. You got to remember that.
Dad's in Animal Kingdom. The rest of us
I didn't make that clear, but like, all of a sudden, like, like they're waving to dad because dad can't get in the park. But you know what? Like dad's got to sacrifice. He's like, yeah, dad's got to go to Animal Kingdom, but everybody else gets to go to Magic Kingdom that day. And so sorry, like that'd be sad.
Too bad, Dad.
It'd make a really cool TikTok though.
Maybe Dad's excited about being in Animal Kingdom by himself. We don't know.
Exactly. Could be the best day ever.
Right.
Get a shirt.
Exactly. Dad's like, see ya.
I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, it's like I used to read a book to my kids when I taught in 2nd grade. It's like the story of the 3 little pigs, but it was from the point of the view of the big bad wolf. Kind of the same thing. Anyway, all right, next question says holiday cookie crawl idea. Thank you. Good, we're getting back on topic. Love the podcast. I've heard several listener questions about ideas about the holidays on non-park days. We were in Walt Disney World for Thanksgiving last year and did a monorail cookie crawl with our 2 boys on a non-park day. We got a specialty holiday cookie from the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian, and the Contemporary, and even took the boat over to the Wilderness Lodge. We took pictures of each cookie and ranked them as a family. It was a fun holiday family activity on a non-park day. Just an idea to share. Whitney from Raleigh, North Carolina. So she just wanted to throw that out there for folks that are headed down this holiday season. Not expensive, a lot of fun, and you get to see all the decorations. And it's a treat. How about that?
I love this. I actually wrote that down. Wrote it down. I actually wrote it down. I keep a running list of tips, and I wrote it down. No, I think it's a great idea. And I think that there are Disney World, we've talked about this a few times, is getting so much better than just offering a specialty cupcake. They offer all kinds of different little things. And I love when there is something resort specific. Don't you? I mean, like when I go to the Polynesian and the Polynesian's like, bam, guess what we have? We have a pineapple coconut something because that fits with our theme. And, you know, we love that. And I think they do stuff like that at the holidays too. So I love this idea.
Now she's got me wanting to go over to Crumble Cookie across the street to get something after the show.
Oh,
and just
that with
rank
the
'em.
pink icing, the original crumble cookie, the almond flavored with the almond icing. It's like the pink cookie. It is so good.
Well, I saw my Instagram feed. They're not called Crumble Cookie anymore. They're just called Crumble because now they have mini pies. Like that's they're kind of pivoting to
Oh.
mini pies, and they have this like French chocolate silk little thing that just keeps coming on my Instagram. And the thing is, Instagram gets me. Like I'll buy shirts and stuff. I have so much Mizzou stuff because it just like it wears you down. It just grinds you. I gotta
'Cause
stay off
it keeps
Instagram.
feeding
Those
it to you.
ads are terrible. Like I need that hat. I got a stocking cap. Like I don't need that stocking cap, but I got it. Pam's like, stop. I'm gonna take that app off your phone. All right, next question. Mark Zuckerberg, stop. Okay. Laura says, hi, Mike and crew. I'll be going on my second 3-night Wish cruise in April. I'm traveling with another family who has asked me to give them a ride from Walt Disney World to the port on embarkation morning. They are first-time cruisers. Assuming we get different boarding times, how will the staff handle our situation? Will they take my friend's luggage at my check-in? Is there any chance they will be able to board with my family? Thanks for all your help and great info over the years. Laura is in Wilmington, North Carolina. Apparently, we are popular in North Carolina today. I love it. And Mike Bankhead's tuned in right now from South Carolina. It's all about and you know what? I'm not talking about South Carolina this week because I'm not. And you know why if you're a Mizzou fan, so forget it. Okay, so talk to them about embarkation, driving over and dropping off. And they can probably get on together, but not at the first time.
Yeah, they'll probably want you to it's like when you do the Southwest boarding, right? If you have A
Yep.
and
It's like a
your
Run
spouse
Disney
has
race.
B,
Yeah.
right? You can bump back to B, but they can't bump up to A. And that's typical. Like I won't say that there haven't been instances where other people have been allowed to, but I think what I would try to do is try to get your boarding time as close as possible so that you can go ahead and board together. You'll be able to check your luggage. You just won't be able to board together at that point. They kind of gatekeep you there, once you get to the terminal. So, but you should be able to go ahead and check your luggage. The thing that sometimes about that is they've been very strict sometimes when we try to drop off our luggage at different times, that they'll sort of, ask about that. But once you get through that process, I think that, you'll get inside and they'll direct you to board with the higher boarding time, the later boarding time.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you get lucky and they're just like flowing through. You just don't know. Like my last cruise, you got through really quickly, but there's been other times. I think it just has to do with customs clearing the ship, I guess.
I think it does too.
Which I have no idea what that means. I mean, because it's basically, isn't it, I mean, I would like, what's different? I don't know. Are there people hiding out? I mean, honestly, I would love to know. Because the ship does the same run all the time. I mean, what could be different? I honestly don't know. I'm a dude from Missouri. I know nothing about cruising.
Maybe they're looking at the manifest and seeing who's on. I don't know either. But
that's what I always wanted.
What we'll always tell you is the official stance, and then if you are lucky in another way, we'll for you.
Yes, 100%. But I always want to know, like, there's probably some crazy, like, cruiser that's following through with what I've always kind of like wanted to do but don't have the guts to do. Like they're hiding out on the ship. They're thinking they're not going to get caught, and now there's a big old game of hide and seek going on the boat. Like they're like, okay, 4,285 people got on this ship and only 4,283 people have gotten off. We got to find the other 2 people.
Right. They waited before the ship left, and they waited when they came back.
Okay. Now it's like, we have got to find 2 people on this gigantic ship. Okay, so
that's right.
They're looking on the cameras, and now they got people checking under like all the bar stools. Like they're everywhere. They're in the tube.
That's right.
That's how my imagination works. I don't know if that's how it really goes, but it's fun to think about. All right, we have a question from Amy. She says, "Hey, Mike and BOGP crew, I'm planning a trip in April, and we want to do the Wild Africa trek with my family. Have any of you done that before? And if so, do you think it's worth the time and the money? Also, do I have to be ready to book it at the 60-day mark, or can I be more casual about booking that? I also have an observation I wanted to share. There's been a lot of grumbling about Disney lately. I think we superfans lose sight of how magnificent it really is when we focus too much on the negatives. Negative energy is so contagious. For example, it's November 1st, and the Magic Kingdom has transformed from Halloween to Christmas overnight. The Christmas decorations up and Christmassy, it's hard to say, Christmassy flowers were planted. How magical is that? Flowers planted overnight. It looks beautiful. No other amusement park does the details and takes the care like Disney. These details and care are all free with a park ticket if you take the time to notice and appreciate them. I say we let the cake bake shop do their thing and we focus on the free with a ticket, of course, good stuff that is all around us. Thanks for all you do, Amy." What a great take there. I mean, what a great take from Amy.
I agree. I like the attitude. I mean, that's we have that as one of our company themes, one of our TMFLT 10, right? Attitude is everything, but it really does. It's such a great perspective in that space, and things are definitely always going to change. But what you sort of do, I think, when you compare it to what it used to be, you aren't really giving yourself maybe the opportunity to appreciate what it is sometimes. And that I think, is the right idea there for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the thing, and I thought about this because, I mean, we did ride Cake Bake Shop hard when they posted the thesis, like Martin Luther, when they put the, when they were ballsy when they posted that menu out there before it opened. I don't know. I still don't know why they did that. Like, what was I still don't get that, but they did, and it was great for podcasts. I gotta say, because we need.
But then we all saw the inside, and we were like, "Oh,
I agree." People were like,
"That is gorgeous."
I know, that's what everybody said. I still don't know
I'm
why.
like, never mind. I'll pay for the piece of cake.
Exactly. But I don't know why you posted that before it opened. Like, what was the reasoning? But still, it was great though, because we got a lot to talk about at a time where there wasn't a whole lot to talk about on Sunday nights. So thank God they did that. But the thing is, like, I came to think about this, like, why be negative? Like, if the Cake Bake Shop isn't for Mike Rallman, you know what? There is there's the Boardwalk Cafe, literally 100 yards down the way that has more affordable baked goods that will make me just as happy as a clam. So who cares? But it's going to make other people happy. Like, people are going to go there and have dinners and have big old slices of cake and now tea service. And it's going to make, what does it cost me to walk past it? It costs me nothing, and it's beautiful. Who cares? It's better than an empty building. Like, I think that's how we got to see it.
100%. It's better than the construction.
Yes. I mean, am I ticked about it's not ESPN? A little. I got to be real. I loved ESPN. It was awesome, but it is what it is. But she was asking about the Wild Africa trek.
She was. Yes, so let's talk about that, shall we?
We should. Instead of me getting bitter Betty. It was Amy. It's not Betty. Yeah, go ahead.
So I have not personally done it. I don't think Mike has either, but we've had a bunch of our team members that have done it, and all of them have so enjoyed it. It is really such a unique experience. And for those who don't know, when you're riding through Kilimanjaro safaris and you kind of see some rope walkways, over certain areas, and you see in the distance this like sort of covered building area, that's all part of the Wild Africa trek, that you get to do that. It's something that is available. It's a 3-hour tour, right? No, just sit right back and we'll tell
only
you
people our age are laughing at that because everyone else like, what's he laughing at? Sorry, Gilligan.
That's right. But you cross the rope bridge, you get to ride in your own safari vehicle, you get a chance to really get up close and sort of personal with some of the animals there, the giraffe and the rhinos and the hippos and the crocodiles. You also, I believe, get some snacks and whatnot. You get a sort of gourmet snacking, I would think.
Yes.
For that. So that's a good thing. But every guest that we've had that has experienced it in our team too, they've all really sort of sung the praises of this. And I think it's just such a really cool experience. I don't know why I haven't done it yet. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know what has been the deal, but it sounds like something we need to do.
Every person that's come on this show and given, and I've had a lot of people come on Mondays and talk about this. They rave about it. I mean, they're like, It was the highlight of my trip, like kind of glowing feedback they've given, because you get Jumbo Juice on the Savannah as part of this. You get a photo package with the guides are taking pictures. And
cool.
So I would say if you have any inkling of doing this, get on it at 60 days and don't risk it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no reason, like, what's the advantage of like holding off to do this at 50 days? There's none. Like if you want to do it, get it. And then you just have the peace of mind. It's locked in. 60 days.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's what I would do. All right. So I think we are just about out of time, but, so real quick, you're heading out to see the treasure this week. We don't have time to kind of break down, but what's the most exciting thing inside the treasure that you're excited to see when you get to tour it? Because you're going to tour it today, actually. You're going to walk inside. Like, what's the most exciting change from the Wish as far as the different themed areas?
So for me, I always love seeing that atrium because I think it's an area that is so classic Disney. You sort of step on the ship and you sort of get that, that expansive view. And I like to see, who's in the atrium. And of course, it's Aladdin and Jasmine on this ship. So that'll be really cool. I also love to see the staterooms. I mean, just like I'm a resort girl, I sort of am. Like, I like the staterooms. That makes a difference to me. Seeing what's there and seeing the upgrades that they've done in terms of the decor and how they've made that look. These staterooms look spectacular. So I'm looking forward to that. And then finally, the dining locations. I mean, we've talked about them and the lounges, the dining locations and the lounges. The theming is extraordinary, and I can't wait to see what they do with this.
Yeah, I'm excited for the, like you said, because you got the Marvel restaurants the same. 1923 is the same, which I love. 1923 on the Wish. That was
me too.
Awesome.
That was fantastic.
That's a great restaurant, great menu. I'm excited for the Coco restaurant. I got to be honest. That's my jam, that kind of cuisine. So I'm like, let's go. And like that kind of music, I mean, let's go. I'm super pumped for that in the Haunted Mansion. I mean, come on. That lounge.
Right.
That's going to be outstanding. And the one that's kind of the Skipper Society, or the kind of like Adventurers Club type theme. Yeah. Let's go. Periscope Club.
I know. And they have, Mike, one of your favorites was the Mickey and Friends Festival of Foods.
Oh, yes. Let's bring it. I love that idea. I do love that idea that you can go up there kind of on top deck and just basically like a little food court, mini food court.
Yeah, agreed. Lots of good stuff.
Yes.
I know. This is going to be a ship that I think will really hit home with a lot of people. That and the feature show, of course, for this ship is going to be the Moana show. And you know how many huge Moana fans are out there. So lots of reasons to consider the treasure. And there still are some dates available in 2025. So consider that if you're thinking of doing it. The earlier that you book, the better you are price-wise.
You're welcome.
That's what we'll be saying. That's right.
Yes, I know.
Maui.
It will be.
Yes. Cannot wait. Oh, let's go. Anyway, we want to get you on the treasure, but we want to get you to Walt Disney World Disneyland as well. Don't forget our show. Hey, right into it. Sponsored by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to take great care of you right now to get you booked on that next Disney trip, and it makes you happy. It just does, even if it's for... we can book cruises now into 2026. It's just good to have it on the books, and that deposit's always refundable if life comes up and things change. It's okay. But, we're dreamers. So just swing by themagicforless.com today. Fill out that free no obligation quote, and let's run some numbers, some availability, and see if it's possible for you right now. So check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Just want to get that out of the way so you know, because we love when you book with a Magic for Less. It supports the show and it supports a small business. It's win-win. And, hey, and also here's how it wins for you. When you get on the treasure, the dream, the fantasy, the magic, the wonder, the destiny. I have so many ships, I can't keep track of them. They're all over the place. Did I miss one? I don't think I did yet. Did I? I don't think I did. It's so hard because it used to be just the 4, right? I was talking with Frankie the other day with Disney Cruise Line. He's one of my friends over there. And I'm like, God, there used to be 4. Again, this is like the 7th thing I've said that we're old. But I was like, oh yeah, the 4 ships, Magic, Wonder, Dream, and Fantasy. You knew exactly where they were at all times. Now it's like, who knows? Like they could be anywhere. And I don't even know. It's like my kids. I don't know where they are anymore. It's crazy. But anyway, he didn't know either, so I felt better. And he works there. So it's all good. But yeah, we would take great care of you. But you have that onboard credit, which is great. It's like, whoa, I got a couple $100 in my account. It's bam. It's free money. But if you use them for tips, I'll find you. So don't do that. Doesn't matter. You can, but just don't tell me. Anyway. So Pam is at TMFLT Pam on the socials. You need to follow her because she's going to the big city and she's going to tour the big ship. And it's going to be shiny and pretty. New York City. Yes. So follow her, TMFLT Pam on the socials. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. Find me on all the socials as well. Would love to have a follow over there. And we have the clubhouse, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. Come over and join in the fun over there as well. We'll have the live call-in show this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. You call in, you're part of the show. We talk Disney. We have a blast. So join us for that. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch for that, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. And I think that's about it. Get in on the ornament exchange, the Christmas card exchange. We love that. It's a lot of fun. Again, shout out to Michelle and Florence for putting that on for us. And we'll be back again on Friday where we're going to talk outdoor dining because it's going to get cold here this weekend here in the Midwest. And one of the best things about going down to Walt Disney World this time of year for the next few months and even to Disneyland is you can grab your meal outside, post that selfie on the socials and be like, boom, look, I'm eating outside and it's 80 degrees and sunny while everybody else is back home freezing. Nothing better. It's the bomb. I'll tell you what, one of the best places, the Boathouse with that lake behind you while you're having some filet sliders. It's like January and you're doing that and you're winning life. I'm just telling you. It's kind of mean, but it's what it is. You got to do it. So come back Friday. We'll give you great tips for other places around the Disney destinations. Take those great outdoor dining photos and just to enjoy life. So come on back. We're going to have a good time. So until then, for Pam, Scott, Ricky, and me, we'll have a great week. So stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.